Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. We just finished loading all of our demo materials from the job site. This particular project we're on was a large demo. We're 50% done and it's taken us 3.5 days to get to where we are. We still got a half a day left to finish the final demo. These decks were very complicated. Unfortunately, they're failing, but they were a standard pressure treated frame with pressure treated beams and posts, and then they had 2x10 joists, and then on top of that they glued down plywood to the tops of the joists, and then on top of the plywood they put down cement board, and then on top of that they put some kind of a membrane for, I assume, for waterproof, and then over that they put tile and grout, and they didn't use the right grout and mortar, and everything failed. It was all leaking and really bad. So it's taking us about 4 times longer to remove, well, plus the decks are 12 feet off the ground. So the first deck is 12 feet off the ground, and then the second deck is 11 feet above that. So we're 23 feet to the top of the deck before standing. So we're close to 30 feet by the time we're standing, well, for 7 feet tall. But we're 28, 29 feet. It's really high. We've done decks that high before, but there is an element of danger and safety that we just got to be careful with. Okay, so now that we have brought our mini skid steer to the job site, thank goodness, and we've been able to haul all of the demo materials, as long as we cut it into the right side, we've been able to haul it all back up to the truck and get it loaded that way. And basically, so I've been running the machine, and my assistant has been doing a lot of the removal and ripping things out while I'm transferring the materials and that kind of thing. So now that that's done, we're in the F550 and we are heading to a recyclery called, it's DTG Recycle now. It used to be called Recovery One. I still call it Recovery One because that's what, and they still have signs up that say that at this place. And they take our materials and they recycle them. Now, we used to not be able to take treated lumber to this facility, but once it switched hands, I don't know who waved the magic wand, but one day somebody called me and said, "Hey, Dr. Decks." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I'm so-and-so." Some guy used to work in material distribution. He says, "I work for DTG now, and we now take pressure treated as part of our wood scrap." I'm like, "No way." Because I used to have to pay full retail at the dump, the city dump, for this. It was ridiculously expensive to dump treated lumber. So I save up when I'm doing clean wood. If there's no other foreign objects in the wood, then I can dump it at a special price, which is about half the cost of the city dump. When I'm dumping construction materials, which is mixed anything, metal, wood, formica, whatever, it doesn't matter, that's a different price. It's more in line with the city dump. But I also have an account with DTG, so I don't have to pay every time I go in to these guys. It's a pretty cool place. So they recycle all this stuff and it gets repurposed. So we want to be forward thinking in what we're doing with my company, and we try to reclaim and recycle as much as we possibly can, so we're not putting such a heavy carbon footprint on the earth. So for all you tree huggers out there, this video is for you. So while I'm at it, don't forget to click that subscribe button while you're at it. I really appreciate that. So basically the reason for this video is, if you're into recycling or if you're into repurposing stuff and trying to decrease the impact you're making on the earth, then at least leave me a comment below and let me know your thoughts on that. We also know that everything that we're putting at this location is being sorted and ground up or reground or sent out for repurposement, which is great. Once we get there, we'll show you the whole process of how we go in, how we dump, all that, and then we'll show you the weigh ticket when we're done, and that'll probably be the full video. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, we're at the recyclery and we're driving onto the scale right now. So you can see how that's going on. And we're almost 14,000 Dr. Decks.
What you bringing in?
Bringing in clean wood today.
That's why you got to go.
Thank you. All right, so our truck weighs about 12,000 pounds. With two guys, 12,500 pounds. We're probably about 1,500 pounds or so. Oh, here it is. Awesome. You guys got to see this. Just saved $400. All right, we'll go dump our load now. Let me go ahead and back up. So you can see all these various piles of wood, recyclables, carpet. Just depends kind of what you're dumping. Like that truck just dumped a bunch of logs and stuff. So we're gonna put our wood right here. So I don't remember that guy's name. And I was talking to this gentleman while we were dumping the load, and a lot of the wood that they recycle, they call it hog fuel, not HOG, but I think it's HAWG, and they burn it to generate electricity. So that's what we're doing with our material, is they're grinding it up and making energy out of it, which is kind of cool. And so he's going to show us, as we're driving around, what the hog fuel looks like. So we're driving back around the facility to go get reweighed so we know how much our ticket is, because they always print us a ticket in this little blue shack. As we come around here, there's also a place where they recycle concrete right here. And that's where we dumped all of our cement board and tile and stuff the other day, and our lumber rack. And then they also have a sprinkler going, which I hate because it always gets my truck wet. So that becomes the fuel.
Yep. No, it's basically like a giant wood chipper.
And then you dump it into semis. So I always wondered what they were dumping into those trucks. So what do you do with the metals and all that stuff?
It just goes to other recycling companies that actually handle the metal. So in a way, we're not necessarily like an end user taking that last step. What we do is a lot of sorting and a lot of handling, so that it then can be actually used for something else.
Right on.
Vital. So like one of the interesting things I didn't realize that we did, or that should be done, was like drywall to be recycled. So gypsum is what's in drywall, and then gypsum, when it's broken down and the paper has been taken off the drywall, and you just have the powder, that can actually be used as a soil amendment out in eastern Washington and apple orchards and stuff.
Awesome. Okay, so got a little more education than we bargained for on that one, so that's cool. Learned a little bit today about what they're doing with all this recyclable material. Here we go. We're back at the scale. We're at 12,200, 1280. Thank you. Man, that guy is on point. I've had people that make me sit here for like 60 seconds, 90 seconds. I don't know what they're doing. They're having a bonbon in the office or something. But this guy, he is so quick. 10 seconds, he's on it. And then we go to this little blue shack, we get our printout, and we'll see how much we weigh. So there's our ticket. Our gross weight was 13,200. Our tear was 12,260, so it was only 940 pounds. Seemed like more than that. Yesterday we dumped 2,500, so I guess it just kind of depends on what you're dumping, but it's summer and materials are dry and wood is lighter this time of year, so saved a few bucks on that one. All right, guys, so don't forget to comment below. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Thanks for coming on this little journey with us, and we got our lumber rack support back as well, so I'm looking at that as a win, double win. Comment below. Thanks for watching. Click subscribe. Over and out.